Hello, Yuki です。Today I want to tell you about 5 tips to speak like native Japanese. You know, I'm currently working as a Japanese teacher and talk with a lot of people. I know how they learned it in different ways and I think that's fine. I think people have their favorite style of learning and the enjoyment is more important than learn effectively. Some people like to learn by using textbook and aim for JLPT, and some people like to talk with native speaker, or some like to learn from anime. Of course, there is not just one best way to learn Japanese. The best way is always different depending on the person, but today let me introduce the best way of learning pronunciation. Also, it will totally help with your Japanese skill. And if you watch this video, I want you to try it and see if it works. And if it didn't work, you can complain to me. But I believe it works. So now here are my tips. First is stop learning using with Lmaj. I think most people start learning Japanese using Lmaj, and I know it really helps you a lot with reading, but I really don't recommend you to continue to do that. It's easy to show the reason why. What do you think if people study English using hiragana or katakana like this? Who is your favorite musician? Who is your favorite musician? My favorite musician is Bon Jovi. What do you think? It's obviously weird, right? I think all native English speakers will say, stop it. But actually, you are doing kind of the same thing. So if you are still using Lmaj to learn Japanese, please refrain from doing today. But if you just started learning Japanese, I would say it's okay to use Lmaj until you remember all hiragana and katakana. But after that, don't rely on Lmaj. Please try to listen to native sounds and adjust your pronunciation. Second one is read aloud repeatedly. Most of people who watch this video want to be able to speak Japanese, right? Not only read, but speak, right? So please read Japanese sentences a lot. But don't try to read different books or different articles straight away. Just try to read same things again and again. I would recommend you to read aloud more than 5 times and then go to the next one. For example, it doesn't need to be this thick of book. Maybe you can find 10 lines or 20 lines of article or something, and then you can read aloud like this. ちょうどナオミが18歳の秋 like this. It's not like ちょうどナオミが18歳の年の秋. It's too small, okay? Please try to speak as clear as possible. I'm sure when you read a story for the first time, you find a lot of unknown words or grammar that you don't know. So it takes time to read and you need to check how to pronounce them and check the meaning. But as you read again and again, you will realize your reading speed would get faster and faster and you can understand the meaning of the story without translating into your language. That is the point. Don't read in silence. Read aloud. I highly recommend this. Third one is copy native Japanese pronunciation. This is important to improve your pronunciation. Mimicking is one of the best methods to be good at something you want. Sports, art, music, people start learning from copying, right? So if you want to speak Japanese naturally, I recommend to mimic the way of how Japanese people speak. So actually, shadowing is very good. That is one of the best methods to copy Japanese native speaking. Like you can find your favorite video with Japanese subtitle and Japanese dub and you speak aloud at the same time when the speaker speaks on the video. It will really help you a lot. Fourth one is to get checked by native Japanese people. If you study Japanese using textbook and follow the tips as I said previously, you'll be fine having conversation in Japanese, but if you want to speak Japanese in native level, it's necessary to talk to native Japanese speaker and correct your speaking from them. Just try to let your Japanese friend or teacher say any word or phrase and you repeat it again and again until they say, yes, okay. Then you remember the pronunciation. I know it takes time to improve pronunciation if you don't live in Japan and have no opportunity to talk with Japanese people, but maybe you can find your Japanese friend online and ask them sometime. Then the last one is keep doing all of them. Keep doing all of them. These 4 tips are everything to be able to speak like native Japanese, but if you just did it for 1 week or something, it definitely doesn't work. At least you need to keep doing it continuously for 1 month and beyond. 1 month is not enough to speak perfectly, but after that, you'll see and hear big difference. Like, wow, I feel that I'm speaking Japanese very well. You'll be very surprised. I have the same experience too. Like when I was a student, my English was really horrible. Reading, speaking, listening, all bad, really terrible. So I wanted to improve my English skill, and then I started to read English article and read some English short stories, and then also I started to work at American bar to talk with native English speaker. At the time I was really bad at English, so I even couldn't take an order in English naturally. Like I was like, Asahi? Sapporo? Which? Like this. But luckily my customer didn't complain to me. They just cheered me up. Since then, I read aloud a lot of English books and also talked to native speaker for 2 years, and then I got this much of English skill. Actually, I'm still learning English, but at least I could get this much of English skill without going to study abroad. I know it's unrealistic to work at Japanese restaurant to study Japanese, but still, as I already mentioned, you can find your Japanese friend to talk with online, so maybe it's fine. But please don't forget to have fun learning Japanese. Okay? And if you have any question, please ask me in the comment. Anyways, thank you for watching today. If this video helped you, please subscribe my channel, and I'm glad if you support me on Patreon too. よろしくお願いします。じゃあ、バイバイ。